Hello, hello. Welcome to my Thursday cooking class. Oh my gosh, my hair looks absolutely horrendous. I stepped outside to grab my Epic box. This is the subscription program, and a lot of you have been purchasing these because it's such an economical way to try a bunch of Epicure meal solutions. And I thought today, because we're getting so close to Halloween, I should maybe show you a recipe that I've done up that is in your Epic box, and that is the beef stroganoff. So I know I'm not dressed up in a witch's hat, but I am wearing black. So let's get started with today's cooking class, which is beef stroganoff with a little bit of a twist. This is going to be a great meal to serve your kids or your family on that blessed Halloween day. So you ready? Super. Let's get started. Okay, so let's give a little bit of history on this. I want to talk about Halloween first before we get started. Because I wanted to do a theme, I'm not sure if you're aware, but Halloween was first noted in a Christian publication that goes back to 1745. That's a long stinking time ago. And over the years, things have changed and a lot of stuff has happened. Now, Alberta in particular got on the map. I'm going to tell you a little bit about that. And also Kingston, Ontario. So if I have any Ontario people or any Alberta people, give me a thumbs up because we're going to be talking about you guys. Anyway, here's how it goes. Halloween goes back to Europeans, okay, medieval times. And back in Ireland and Scotland, rather than a pumpkin, they actually used turnips. I don't know. I can understand why when they came across as immigrants, they changed over to pumpkins, because I can't even imagine what carving a pumpkin or a turnip might look like. Anyway, enough of that. So where does this all come from? Well, Irish folktale actually has that a soul of a person who couldn't go into heaven and couldn't go into hell would be stored in the jack-o'-lantern. Okay? And I don't know, that's a little gory in itself. So anyway, there's the heads up on that. So let's get started cooking. I'm going to tell you some more fun food facts. So the beef stroganoff recipe is literally written right on the back of this package. We're going to use our nice shears. Hang on a second. I just want to make sure. Oops. Give me a second, guys. Sorry. Sorry. I was doing something earlier. Anyway, okay. So anyway, the directions are right on the back of the package. I'm going to use our shears, which are fabulous. And we're just going to cut this down. And in our 4-cup prep bowl, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add the package. Easy enough. Even your kids can be doing this. Hi, Maureen. Hey, Jess, nice to see you guys. Okay, so next, I'm gonna use our little mini whisk. If you don't already have this, you really should get it. I love it. It's the handiest little thing. Can you imagine a big whisk doing this? I can't. I love it. I love this little thing. Now, I'm gonna tell you, as we're getting closer to the holiday season, if you are a foodie and you wanna decorate a tree off the kitchen, I actually had a lady who ordered like 24 of these. And she decorated her tree, a little tiny tree off her kitchen with little whisks, and she hung little ribbons on them. And then at the end of the season, when she had her little party between Christmas and New Year's, she pulled them off the tree and gave them away as gifts. Smart cooking. I love people who are resourceful and don't buy a bunch of unuseful items. If you're buying anything for me now, you know what I like. Okay, so I'm just going to set this aside. All right, so we've got our skillet here. I'm just going to get some heat on here, and we're going to cook up some beef. Now, as you know, prices at the grocery store have gone up a little bit. And the most economical way to save money is to buy, whether you've got a family or not, buy the family-sized portions of meat. That goes for like chicken thighs, chicken breasts, beef, ground beef, you name it, buy the family pack. I'm sure you guys can split it up. I actually like buying my beef. I watch the flyer and I buy it when it's on sale. And what I actually do is, oops, it's telling me it doesn't like that. Oh, the witches are after me today. Oh, it seriously does not like me. What have I done? What have I done? Okay, fine, I'll change burners. I'm not gonna argue with it. Is that not weird? I've got a curse on me. What do you guys think? Post it below. That was freaky. It is Halloween in a few days, right? Anyways, I put a little bit of oil. Where I was going with this is divide it yourself. So I actually literally come home from the grocery store, I spread my counter out with my flexible cutting boards, and I actually put it into freezer bags and freeze it up. So I always have portion size. And honestly, I was looking at the price point on this, and the difference between buying a family pack of exactly the same thing and a regular pack was $1 difference per pound. Oh my gosh, same stuff. Like, seriously, crazy. Okay, that was really freaky. I'm still sort of freaked out. Okay, this is our meat separator, and if you don't already have this, it looks like a propeller. It's actually got 3 blades on it. They will not ruin your coated cookware, which I love, but it's a great way to break up your meat. And I find, especially for minced meat, it always ends up in clumps. So literally, I don't know if you can see this because I had to change burners. Thank you, whatever, whomever. Oh my gosh, right? Anyway, we're just going to break this up and cook it up. So, all right. Now, while that's getting ready, we can actually get our mushrooms. So part of the beef stroganoff recipe actually says, okay, cook your ground beef. Add 2 cups of sliced mushrooms to the pan. Were you guys watching my cooking class last week where I was talking about how to buy mushrooms? You don't buy sliced mushrooms, buy whole mushrooms. And when you buy whole mushrooms, don't store them in the brown bag that they supply, because it actually, you know, when you seal them, it makes them become slimy and dried out. Instead, put them in a baggie, don't wash them until you're ready, and store them in your fridge. They'll last a little bit longer, but don't seal them. You need the air circulation, okay? So I basically cut up my mushrooms in advance. Oh, and the other thing I talked about is washing your mushrooms before you use them. Some people say brush them off, and I know some of you are gonna brush them off. I actually wash them off. I don't know if you know this, but mushrooms are about 80% liquid. So really, you're washing them in water. How much more water could it really get in? Not enough to worry about. So yes, I do rinse. I don't soak them, but I do rinse my mushrooms. So I was using our ceramic knife. I love this. Of course, to keep the blade protected, it does come with a protector here. And so when you go to store it, make sure you always store it in the case. Let me set that aside and wash that in a minute. Okay, so we've got our mushrooms chopped. Notice I'm using the 4-cup prep bowl again. You can tell that I love our bowls. So I'm going to get my meat separator here. And can you see how it's, I don't know if you see, there you go. It's in clumps. If I just do this, it's quickly going to break right up. Oh, I did it again. Okay, let's see if I can go back to the original one. I can. Fine, I'm not arguing with my stove today. Oh no, it doesn't like me. He's arguing with me. Okay. Oh, I'm doing something special. Hang on, guys. I'm learning how to use my stove. Not. Okay. It's seriously, I'm doing a setting here. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm putting it on a keep warm burner. Anyway, it's gonna get cooking here right away. Sorry about that. It is Halloween after all. If you guys came for a fast cooking class, I think I've already blown it. So we're just gonna cook this up. Now, I do wanna let you know that all Epicure products are really low in sodium and sugar. So if you want to add seasoning to your meat, now's a really good time to do it. You may want to use our sea salt grinder. It does come with a refill as well. So you can just sprinkle a little bit on. You might want to use our whole peppercorns. And just FYI, whole peppercorns make pepper better. If you grind your pepper or you have already pre-ground pepper, you have lost a lot of the essential oils that are actually in the peppercorn. So always buy your peppercorn whole. And again, both these products you can purchase in the refill. Okay, stove is working, although not as fast as I would like, because I don't know what I've done. But we've got this all mashed up. Now, okay, fun food fact, are you ready for this? Let me tell you more about Halloween while this is cooking up, and it is really cooking up now. Okay, so pumpkins became associated, as I said, with the immigrants. But here's the deal. Kingston, Ontario was noted, was the first place that we know of, or that I'm aware of, that it actually announced that kids were actually going out dressed up on the eve of Halloween, which is All Saints Day, by the way. So that's pretty cool. There's the Canadian connection. Next, here's the other thing. Where did trick or treat come from? Trick or treat, right? Smell my feet, give me something good to eat, okay, which we are going to be doing today. But the trick or treat, actually, that was first noted in Blackie, Alberta in 1927. Blackie, Alberta is like this little hamlet. I don't even know how many people live there. It's small. Blink and it's gone by. But they actually had a newspaper called the Blackie Herald. And Blackie Herald announced that kids were going out trick or treating. Hey, go Canada, go. So, there's your fun food facts about Halloween. Now, because I'm making this beef stroganoff and I wanted it to be a little spooky, I've done something a little extra special. How many of you have heard of black pasta? Black pasta is usually made with squid ink. And I actually purchased some. Hang on, let me grab it. In a cooking store a while back. And why would they call it Good Hair Day Dry Pasta? I have no idea. But it tends to be fairly expensive. It's not something that you usually find in a store. But if you want to do something gooey for your kid, you can do regular pasta, which normally beef stroganoff is done with egg noodles, right? We all know that. But why wouldn't you do spaghetti and color it? So if you cook your spaghetti up, and then and you add about a tablespoon of black dye, food coloring that is, not hair dye. Let's not kill the kids. Anyway, put black food coloring in there. It will actually change the color of your pasta. And that's what I'm going to do for today's cooking classes. I actually cooked up my pasta because I've had it in my cupboard for a while. I think since spring, and it's time to use it. I knew I'd find a way to use it up. Okay, so we've got our beef cooked up, as you can see. I'm going to take this off. It's going to scream at me again. Welcome to my life of induction stoves. See? Sassy little thing. That was extra lean ground beef. Like I said, I tend to buy that when it's on sale. It tends to be pricier. Okay, so there's a little bit of oil already in there. I am dumping in about 2 cups of mushrooms. It was a small little container of them. Use them all up. You can never have too many mushrooms. I love mushrooms. And we're just going to saute this. Now, the sauce that I've done up here, there's a couple things that we need to add, and I know it says add it at the end, but I never follow recipes. I know that's, you guys find that really hard to believe, right? I never follow recipes. Okay, Worcestershire sauce. Okay, what is this stuff anyway? Are you ready for this? Okay, vinegar, anchovies, don't tell your kids. Anchovies, yes. Molasses, garlic, onion, some other spices, Don't tell them it's got anchovies, but that's sort of spooky in itself. We're gonna add, and I'm just gonna add it right to my liquid. We're gonna add a teaspoon using our 4 and 1 spoon. So let's just sprinkle this in here. I mean, I could do it at the end, but why? To me, liquid is liquid is liquid. All right. Okay, so let's just saute my mushrooms. Now, your pasta, al dente, I don't know. You may always, I'll give you a little tip here. When you're doing your pasta, make sure that you put it in enough water, because if you don't put your pasta in enough water, it's not going to circulate properly to cook correctly. So I'm just gonna put this down a little bit, get this mushroom sauteing. So doing good. I can smell them. Getting squeaky already. Remember how I said I washed them and then I cut them? I just let them dry out a little bit while I was waiting for this cooking class. You can clearly see that it's not filling up with a whole bunch of liquid either. So there is that myth buster on should you or should you not wash your mushrooms. Wash your mushrooms. You know how they grow that, right? Okay. If you want to make this meal go farther, feel free. Yeah, hey, it's your house. It's your party. You're the cook. You get to do whatever you want. You might want to throw in some carrots or some peas or corn just to get more vegetables in this meal for your kids, okay? All right, so let's go back to some fun food facts. Let's see. Are you ready for this? Halloween. Who's wearing costumes? I'm having a costume party. I'm going to show you a fun drink for your kids too. But do you know that in 2018 in the United States, the Americans spent, are you ready for this? Over $480 million on costumes. The average person, just so you know, spent $92 per person on their outfit. Hey, I'm having a costume party at the house. I've told people if they're coming, they have to get dressed up. You don't need to fuss. Seriously. All you need is put on a cowboy hat and some cowboy boots and come as a cowboy. A construction worker, yeah, put a tool belt on. Be Tim the Tool Man. I have a fun little thing. I love wigs. So actually during COVID, here's a funny thing that I did. During COVID, because I wasn't able to get rid of my gray, because, do you remember that day? Remember when you couldn't go into a hairstylist? It was so bad, and of course I had been spraying it and washing it and whatever. I actually threw on one of my wigs. Yeah, I went as a redhead with really long hair that was curly. The looks I got, my hairdresser just howled. Only me, right? If she's watching, she'll remember. Okay, so we're just gonna add our 1 pound of beef back in here. So our mushrooms are sauteed, our beef are in here. We're going to add our amazing seasoning, and the ingredients on here is onion, cornstarch, mushroom, garlic, paprika, herbs, salt, natural beef flavoring, and black pepper. Yum, yum. Okay. We're just gonna stir this up, let the seasoning get in here. I've got some heat going on it, and I'm gonna get a plate, because we're gonna get ready. We're going to add, as soon as this has come to a boil, let's get that up a little bit higher. We are going to add 1 cup of yogurt. So I've got that already portioned in our 1 cup prep bowl. These are sold in sets of 4. And to make it ghouly, guys, I don't know, I have olives with pimentos, and I've cut them up. They're gonna look like eyes. You can just eat them. Yum. I love them. As you can tell, hence why I have them in my pantry. Okay, so this is boiling up. All right, so here's a plate. I'm going to get our gripping grabs. I've cooked my pasta. And if you do your pasta, here's a little tip. If you do your pasta up in advance, oops, and you actually have one of these pots that has a built-in colander, I actually just put water on the bottom and let it steam. That allows you to cook it in advance, and that way it doesn't stick together. All right, so here's my, I don't know, does that look like ooey gooey awful? I'm gonna tell you, if you've never tried black squid or cuttlefish, I'm gonna tell you some fun things about cuttlefish while we're waiting as well. The flavoring of this is really, really good because not only does squid ink or cuttlefish ink add color to the pasta, but it also gives a little bit of a salty flavor to it. So if you've never tried it, don't deny yourself. It is super tasty, super tasty. Probably way better than putting that dye that I told you about earlier. So if you see it in the store, spoil yourself, have some fun. Okay, so I've got this going. Now the directions say bring to a boil, reduce heat, simmer 3 minutes, remove from heat, and add in my not sour cream, my yogurt. All right, so this is our saute spoon in our kitchen collection. Just gonna add this in here. And you'll notice I did not boil off my stroganoff too much because I wanted a nice sauce on my pasta. Remember, I'm cooking this at 3 and we don't eat till, well, on Thursdays we eat a little earlier. But this is going to be almost like a sauce. You could use, if you don't want to use beef, you could use chicken or you could use pork, your choice. And now we're just going to, I'm not going to put it all on because it's just Dawn and I. But I'm just going to layer this on top and then serve it at the table. Let's make sure it looks a little ghoulish. Makes a lot, right? Now remember when I said add some extra carrots or peas? Can you imagine how far that would go? Great lunch, cook once, eat twice. We're gonna grab our little pimentos that we've cut and just decorate your plate a little bit. It'll look like eyes looking at you. Remember, kids love having fun at Halloween. It was one of my favorite, and it's probably why I like having Halloween parties still to this day. Okay, so there's a little gooey kind of meal. So grip and grabs is what I've used. We've got our amazing stroganoff, but not with egg noodles, with our ink. And here's your drink. Are you ready? The kids are gonna love this. Spoil them. Go grab your champagne glasses. Go to a pharmacy and get syringes. Make sure you wash them out. Let them have fun. They can put club soda in here. You can put ginger ale. You can put Sprite. And in your needles, there's no needle on the end. It's just a syringe. You can put a little bit of grenadine, and everyone can have one, right? To sweeten up their drink. For you moms or dads who need a little bit extra, perhaps you want to inject some cherry brandy. Just saying. You didn't hear from me. Anyways, cheers, guys. I hope you enjoyed my fun cooking class. Beef stroganoff made with our ghouly little black pasta. Take care and enjoy. I hope you have a fabulous, thanks, Halloween. Oh, that's delicious. Okay, take care. Bye.